Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. It is Sunday as I record this. I have my fan on for movement of air. It is a warm day for me, hence just the one shirt and then the overshirt. Yay! Later I'm going to go out walking. It's been damp, moist, and foggy outside, but not raining, and I don't know if it's going to rain later, but hopefully not. Last night I walked to the store, carried things, and was worried because it was raining, so couldn't use my walker because I needed to use my umbrella, but I needed to carry some slightly heavy things. So largely I used this side, traded over to use this side, but I didn't want to stress out my nerves here. Yay! I'm still hurting. It's not good. Thumbs up. But my controller for my my Xbox controller works Bluetooth, so I've been playing a lot of Fallout New Vegas. Thumbs up for that. Right now I have quests, but I'm just exploring and running around like a crazy person. Some of it justified because, you know, morally ambiguous and finding out and making your own place in the world. And also, just because they're quests doesn't mean you have to do them or do them in order. Plus, I've been saving some of them, and I am hated, if you've played New Vegas, by the powder gangers, and I went on the side of Good Springs against the powder gangers. And so at one point you find out that some of the powder gangers have been kidnapped by Caesar's Legion. So later on I went there and you're supposed to rescue them, and I just went, you know what, I ain't got no love for powder gangers. Boom! And power fist to both of their craniums, and thumbs up for that. So yeah, I'm doing unarmed plus a little bit of melee, but I'm wasting my points on melee because largely I've just been using the power fist. And if you have Veronica as a companion, I mean, she is a beast. She pretends to care, but she doesn't. I mean, she does not view human beings as anything other than an assortment of parts to spray in a wet spray in some direction if they even look at her sideways. I approve. I'm definitely down for that. I mean, so it's been a good game and I've been enjoying it. There are other games out there for me to play. Am I going to play them? Maybe not. Eventually, yes, but right now, New Vegas. And I'm never going to get through my backlog. I have thousands of games on Steam, hundreds on GOG, others on other platforms. I'm not going to be able to get through them all. I'm going to keep buying new ones through time as I go along. I used to buy them in bundles. Now if I buy something on Steam, it's like once, twice, 3 times a year. And oy vey, talk about expensive, yay. But still, there's a lot of things that I've got. Some of them, never ever gonna look at. I've had stuff that I bought way back when Steam like first came out. I don't think I've ever played it. So, yeah. But still, I mean, that's what you do as a human being. I was talking with my sister about that this morning, about the fun things we do as human beings. And, you know, we're just human. There are some things that we are just going to do, and we're just going to do them. So there's nothing to get upset about that. About that. Got the penton for the win. I do have a couple things written down over there. Not much, so there's probably won't be a huge vlog today. One of them was, if you watch my videos, thank you so much. I watch videos about videos, you know, like on the current meta about things, just because I'm curious about things. And there's a fair number of people whose business is YouTube talking about trends on YouTube and how you have to change because times change. And stuff that you used to like is still there, but you have changed and they haven't. So it's you gone. Now, that is a rough, loose, disgusting way to put it. What I mean is trends and things changing. The current meta for YouTube is a one-time curated shot type video. And by what I mean by this is I watch videos by like Call Me Kevin and Let's Game It Out and a bunch of things like that, where they do one game on it, one video on the game. And if they do more, they are spread out by months. They are largely one shots. And in the case of especially like Josh for Let's Game It Out, he can't do a here's where I started, here's where I end, because he will literally spend days doing nothing more than just farming a resource so that he can do his video. So in cases like that, they can only do a curated one-shot video because he spends so much time, so much effort on it just to show you this thing. And then there's Call Me Kevin, who will do the same thing, except he'll do more of a series stuff in that he likes The Sims, and so he does a lot of Sims 4 stuff. But otherwise, it's largely, this is what I think is fun and funny, here is a curated experience of it, and then he never goes back to it. And this is the current meta, where I'm pausing to think about things briefly. I'm pausing when I have issues. That's not what you do. You cut out all that stuff so that it's all just a quick shot all the way through with no waiting. And there's a time and a place for everything. As stated, I watch Let's Game It Out. I watch Call Me Kevin with their curated one-shot things. And of course, by that extension, they went on to speak of series stuff is not that's not the current meta of YouTube. If you do series stuff, YouTube has passed you by. But at the same time, that does make sense. I've mentioned it before. If you are the same person that you were 5 years ago, there is something wrong. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to grow. If you're still doing and liking the same stuff you did 5 years back, there's something wrong. So yeah, that the meta changes for YouTube makes sense because you're always changing, people are always changing. At the same time, YouTube also penalizes you for change. A lot of these people that you may have grown up on, if you watch the videos, by grow up on I mean you watched them over time, the people that you may have quote unquote grown up on doing things, and now you don't watch them anymore because the meta has changed and you have changed, YouTube penalizes you for changing. But at the same time, YouTube penalizes you for not, because the meta changes. But if you change, then the people that currently watch what you're watching aren't going to watch what you changed to, and then, well, YouTube's not going to push that out. And that video, the videos you made used to be up here relative to what you were doing. This one's down here. Suddenly that actually takes a dive on your channel because YouTube goes, oh, people don't like this as much, I'm not going to promote it as much. So you're changing and your viewership dips, which means it's not going to get promoted, which means it dips further, which means it's not going to get promoted, which means it dips further. If you're one of these channels, you'd be an idiot to change. You would kill what little you have left of your channel. So they have to keep doing the same thing forever. At the same time, on another level, with the changing of YouTube, if you don't have a team, you don't have a chance. If you are one person, you are never going to quote-unquote make it. All of the people that they have talked to, various people with the current ways that YouTube is done, you can't do it by yourself. If you don't hit the ground running with a team, you're not going to ever make it on YouTube. Because you in front of the camera, you don't have time to do the writing. You need someone to do the writing because you got to be up here in front of the camera. You can't do the editing. You got to be in front of the camera. You need someone editing. You can't be doing the recording. You've got to sit in front of the camera. You need a team to do that while you manage it and be the face. If you can't do that, well, sure, you may make some small fame, but compared to the people that get fame, you can't. And that's not me sour grapesing. These are the large people that study this stuff saying, you know, times have changed. And right now, if you can't hit the ground running with a team, you're not going to get anywhere. Will that still be the same in 5 years? Who knows? But right now, that's what it is. So that's just a little bit of YouTube stuff there that I've suddenly talked about. So jumping over to here, one of the channels that I watch is Dungeon Dive, and he really talked about the game Four Against the Great Old Ones, which is a Lovecraftian version of Four Against Darkness. I'm not so sure that it could really be a game that I would be able to play because it's in depth. You've got maps and clues and checkboxes and pages that you have to follow and do things on. And that's my ADHD brain can't handle it. But that was just reminding me in a bit of serendipity, because I was thinking about cosmic horror and having talked about cosmic horror and mentioning some of my cosmic horror deities like Gotzi Ray and others like Jima Ray and Erogots and Kadiran and Asatarasi Satyr. One of the things that I always had an issue with earlier in my youth when reading cosmic horror was the idea of this stuff driving you nuts. It's like, well, why couldn't you have a strong grip and not go crazy? Everyone eventually goes mad. What is it about this stuff that drives you mad? And I had troubles wrapping my brain around why it would drive you mad. Now, I have a much greater understanding of it, and here is my understanding of why cosmic horror stuff drives you mad. And it is stuff that I have unconsciously been working on that only in the past couple days, I have been able to put into actual words onto why it works. We have our brains that work in a specific way because we evolved on this planet in this universe with a specific set of laws and universal constants. Things work a specific way. Chemistry works a specific way. Physics works a specific way. Everything fits and slots together and works. We're trying to figure out how it works as human beings, and we're figuring out bits and parts of it slowly but surely, but it's all just a big collection of parts, and things make sense to a large degree on the macro world if we just look at it enough, and our brains love challenges and puzzles. Why else do people do crossword puzzles? Why do we have books where you can go out that are just books of puzzles? Our brains love figuring things out, and our universe is filled with things that we can figure out because unless you go on to the micro level, the quantum level, stuff makes sense. Then you add the cosmic horror stuff, where there's information that either you don't have because it's like, we have our five senses. We do things a specific way. If information is given on visual levels that we don't understand as visual input, we're not going to consciously get that. If stuff is coming through on senses that we don't have, we're not going to get all the pieces of the puzzle. But our brains are going to be trying to put those puzzle pieces together. And our brains are going to do that and break themselves trying to make that work. I mentioned before how when I was out walking, I have astigmatism in both my eyes, but they are slightly different. And when I was looking at streetlights one night, I was actually getting a headache because images from this eye and images from this eye of the same object were not fitting together. And my brain could not reconcile that. And I was getting a headache trying to get it to work. And that's just here with our real stuff. If you have some cosmic thing that has attributes with senses and such that we just simply cannot get, our brains are going to be trying to make this stuff work until our brains tear themselves apart. So yeah, you're going to go crazy trying to make 2 plus 2 equals 4.6. 4.6. It's equaling 4.6. It equals 4.4. And our brains will break. So yeah, I more fully, with my current understanding, especially within my setting, have a greater understanding of why cosmic horror stuff drives you insane. Then of course there's also where, you see, largely if you do get data that you do not have senses for, you'll just be getting raw data of information that you cannot even parse. That's like having a program that works with bitmaps trying to read, BMP, trying to read in a PNG. It's just not going to work. So, can't remember where I was going with that, but cosmic horror, thumbs up. And I'm almost 20 minutes into this way, and I haven't even talked about my other cosmic horror beings, remembering, of course, good old Dread Amaterasu, mother of all, the one who birthed the 12 cosmic horrors, live birthed her children after swimming through the Ungata. She is full of so many impossibilities. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, if you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up, thank you, it is appreciated. I really can't do a whole lot of typing until this does more healing and such, so yay. But until I can, you know who you are. When you look into the mirror, you know you are beautiful and awesome. For everybody that leaves me comments, thumbs up, thank you, it is appreciated. I'm answering as many as I can, so yay. Oh, and on the whole bone spur front, I'm really freaked out about the bone spur on the inside here. I mean, before this all happened, I was whipping my head to the side, I'd shake it, I was doing all this twisty stuff, and now when I do that, all I can think of is this bone spur on the inside of my spinal column that's like this far away from my spinal cord. And I get kind of freaked out about that now. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to take it pretty much easy today. Still got to go to the store with my walker, grab some stuff to drink. Past that though, hey, hopefully your day is going to be a good one. And if not, just survive it. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Yay! Oh, bone spurs so close to spinal cords. Don't even like to think about that.